know how to fight it.
We're in a time of crisis. Protect the sisterhood at all costs.
We should be leaders of the Imperium. This complacency is a disease.
Hard choices will have to be made.
When have I ever shied away from hard choices?
You think you can replace me?
I always wondered what your greatest fear would be. Now I have seen it.
Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're going to be doing a review for Dune Prophecy, Episode 5, In Blood Truth. Before I get into what happened in this episode, there was a gigantic, shocking, astonishing revelation in this episode. And sometimes that makes me think, like when I think about the reveal, I'm like, oh, this seems like I should have figured it out. It should have been more obvious. So sometimes I just think, like, am I not good at putting the pieces together? Or was the show subtle enough that when I think back on everything, yeah, of course it makes sense, which that's a good show. If a reveal makes sense once you put all the pieces together. But also, I don't think I saw anybody put all the pieces together and talk about this reveal. Now, obviously, this is based on books, so there may be book readers that already knew about this stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this episode, episode 5. There's only one more left, which is the other crazy thing. I don't know how we're gonna land the whole plane in just one more episode, but let's talk about this episode. Really good stuff. I love the way this episode opens. We see a lot of ships, like a full armada, outside of the main planet with the Emperor. And it's a good reminder that this is a sci-fi epic. This is not your, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, typical type of show. This is all happening in space. It's not really fantasy because it's from so long ago that it does feel like fantasy because machines are outlined. Sometimes it all feels like fantasy, right? The sisters have powers that are unnatural. Desmond has been showing powers that are unnatural in source. So it does feel a little bit like a fantasy, but this is sci-fi, which is the really cool part. Okay, so we see Emperor. He's now named the Bazaar. Bashar. So he gets a title. He's like the chief for the Emperor. He gets a whole new outfit. Everything, all the outfits here, very very dark. There's not a lot of colors. We don't see a lot of motifs of different houses or anything. All the outfits are pretty monotone, right? Right. The Sisterhood has the black outfits, and in this case, the police force that Desmond is now commanding, also just very dark outfits. Very interesting. A lot of playing with themes of darkness and light for sure. And especially now that they're both wearing a dark outfit, like, is there a good side to this fight? Who knows? We see Francesca show up to meet the Emperor. Francesca is the mother of Constantine, the son of the Emperor that we have been meeting for all these episodes. She's there to see her son, but also she's there because of Valia's machinations. So we immediately see that Emperor, what's his name? The Emperor immediately. Oh, man. We see immediately that the Emperor is taken by Francesca. They have a very strong relationship. His wife is immediately, you can see that she's upset and maybe jealous by Francesca showing back up, and probably right to be so, as she is the mother of his son. So we also see that Lila is brought back, and then Jen, another one of the sisters, is brought in to help. So Tula has to reach out to some of the sisters and let them in on the secret. So it's really interesting to see who they pick and why they pick them, right? I think Jen's been the one that's been questioning a lot of what Tula's been doing for a while. So it makes sense that it would be her that she kind of brings in. She has that resolve that I think both Tula and Valia have. or at least a very similar resolve. And of course, she loves Lila, so like they really appreciate each other. They're very close, so it makes sense. The new Baron Harkonnen meets with Desmond to try to give a little bit of get back in the good graces of the Empire after all the stuff that happened in the last episode. Desmond gives him a little gadget, and because technology is outlawed, I don't know what that is. Everything looks really weird. It's something that's probably gonna come into play next episode. Um, Kieran Atreides warns Michaela, she's kind of like the bartender, about the police force. But we as the audience know that Michaela is both part of the Sisterhood and she's also managing the rebellion, right? Like the rebellion is the strings are being pulled by the Sisterhood as well. Now, obviously, Kieran doesn't know that she is part of the Sisterhood. She just knows that she's somebody from Arrakis. She's a Fremen that works here, and it's managing all the stuff with the rebellion. We hear other voices speaking through Lila, and it is revealed that it is Raquella, Mother Raquella. So really cool. I think great job by the performer who is Lila, just having to play a completely different character. That was really cool. They do a lot of research into the tissue, and they try to figure out. She comes up with the fact that Desmond is using some kind of virus, and that's kind of what this is. So we don't know the full extent of what his powers are, but we know how this the dreams are being spread. Like it's an infection, so it's being spread kind of like a virus. Um, Desmond blood is received by Tula. This creates a lot of complications with the Sisterhood. Sister Avila, obviously, she's not been brought in the loop with Lila, so she's upset and she's worried about everything that Tula's doing. I like the tension that they're building there with the Sisterhood. We have some sisters that are leaving; they're afraid, they're going back home. So Desmond's plan is working. Like his vision to get rid of the Sisterhood is working, even if it's maybe on a different level, or maybe that was all part of his plan from the beginning. Desmond goes to visit Michaela's bar. Now, before this, we had already seen that Karen gave her a heads up, so she was ready. They have some explosives all throughout the bar. And we see this really cool thing, right? As Karen and Michaela are leaving the bar to set off the explosives, Desmond discovers that Michaela was part of the Sisterhood. He finds her dress and he finds like the spice that they are hoarding, or I guess they're using to fund all the rebel activity. And the place explodes. Desmond does this really cool thing that he uses the shields that they wear, right? He puts it up, and those shields are supposed to protect them from projectile damage. So I don't know how he survived. He doesn't even know how he survived. I like that Desmond doesn't fully understand his powers, his ability, or whatever may be going on with him. I think that's kind of fun as well. Or maybe he knows a little bit more than he's leading on. But yeah, it's a really cool visual of the explosion and the shield and everything. So um, Constantine, he kind of guided by his mother's advice, does a little bit of snooping and finds out that Kieran is part of the rebellion. He has like this map of the palace and stuff. Maybe something that he definitely should not have as the. He's just the master of swords. Like he's there to train the both Ness and Constantine on swordplay, I guess. Yeah, so he uses this to obviously get favor with his father, and then his father grants him during a dinner. His father grants him like he makes him commander of his fleet or something like that. So, which is what his mother Francesca wanted, right? They want as much influence as they can from their side. So it's really interesting. The relationship between the Emperor and Francesca is very interesting as well. Like he he is smitten by her, and it feels like he's pretty much willing to do a lot of dumb stuff just to be with her. Ness goes to see Karen, and she does like the truth thing. Like you can see her flexing her. I guess she's received some training already in truth saying, and Kieran truly believes that what he's doing is better for the Empire. So I don't know what Ness is gonna do next episode. That's gonna be pretty interesting. Uh, and then the last thing in the episode, Tula finally processes the Desmond's blood in the machine, and it is revealed, although not in so many words, but it's pretty much that's what it is. It's revealed that this baby is from both Atreides and Harkonnen lineage. And then, of course, Tula is horrified by this. Uh, and there's, it leads to the conclusion that it is all but confirmed that Desmond is Tula's baby that she had when she went off to kill all those Atreides. And then in the previews, we see that Desmond talks about how his mother, or maybe it was at the end when he talked to the Queen, that he was given up to be raised by savages. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. All these pieces reckoning. The preview for next week looks super cool. I'll bet it's going to be like an extra long episode. It's got to be like over an hour long. So I'm excited. I really like this show. I don't know why. I'm not even like that big of a Dune fan. I like the films. They're great films. But man, oh man, this show just really exciting stuff. Um, they have enough action to keep me engaged. But yeah, I don't know. This looks real. Like I'm really excited for next episode. So if you're also excited about next episode, let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye.